Okay, gotta test the stream. I reset my Windows since I'm pretty sure I broke my audio, which also caused me to get a new mixer. I thought my old one broke. I don't think it did. And now I'm trying to make sure the audio sounds good, which requires testing on OhDough 2. Where's this? Does the multi-stream work? Or are we in complete and utter shambles? Looks decent. Sick. Alright. Now, need to figure out if the mic audio sounds good and if the game audio is fine as well. Can you hear me? This guy. What up, Thak? We can't hear on OhDough 2. You freaking liar. Come on, let's ban that guy. This is serious. Is there delay in the... Just kidding, bro. Not okay, man. I went like full schizo. I bought 2 new mixers to see if they both worked, and honestly, they worked the exact same. I returned one of them. But this was an unideal situation I think I put myself into. I'm pretty sure I broke my own audio. I was going to Task Manager trying to set priority for things, and apparently that messes stuff up. I had an issue where anytime I had OBS open and OhDough 2 open, I couldn't, it would like make staticky noise and it just sounded horrible. Obviously that's not good. So I downloaded new audio drivers, did a whole bunch of stuff, didn't fix it. Then I did a full Windows reset. That fixed it. So I think I broke it. Okay, this is not meant to be an ad or anything, but if you guys mentioned the hat. You put the shirt? What shirt? Spidey one? Real quick though, my brother embroiders hats in his garage, like so. He also can embroider shirts. He made this one for me yesterday, which has the OhDough 2 logo. Well, my rendition of the OhDough 2 arrowhead logo. We're gonna think about doing a whole bunch of nonsense with that. We can do a ton of colors. We were gonna do actual, and we might still end up doing DTF print shirts, which are like high quality stuff. The problem is, I don't know if there's demand, and it's not good to get a bunch of stock you don't sell. Anywho, the test is going to be as follows. Can you guys hear me talking and the gameplay audio, and is it a decent level for both? That matters. Ironic first of live stream I caught since Dauntless. I think I remember you. Were you Zoa? I remember a Zoa. And I feel like Zoda's pretty close to Zoa. Big shout out for the new stuff tomorrow. I am. It's actually to the point where I'm not really... I don't have a whole lot of fun playing the game right now, because I played a lot of it up until like 2 weeks ago. Me and Background did a whole bunch of just duo gameplay. I did some solo gameplay. And I just got kind of tired of the spawn seeds being scuffed, so I'm taking a break. But tomorrow should be pretty fun. I'm trying to make sure I don't burn myself out and go into tomorrow upset, essentially. Taking this. I just want to shoot stuff and make sure the audio doesn't sound terrible. Bro, I've been spending the past week and then some getting a whole bunch of B-roll to make guides for the factions. I think I have the Illuminate guide done, except for the new enemy, which I'm assuming the guy picking up the teddy bear is a new enemy. So... whatever that entails, I want to cover that in the guide as well. But dude, I will sit there and waste so much time for no reason. I'm just like I chase perfection for no sensible reason. And it wastes so much time. And to get like cool screenshots, I have a mod that it removes the accelerator rifle image, and it also cuts off my arms. So I can do like an actual B-roll, since the game doesn't have a camera yet. You see? So I'll go into a mission ignorant like that, having less weapons, and just struggling. Trying to get some good shots. Anyway. Okay, test 1 begin. I want to know if I should raise the in-game audio, or what. I think that my audio sounds fine, and if I raise it, it increases the gain, and then the gain makes it so you'll hear even more like my lip smacking and all that nonsense. You'll hear my esophagus moving, which is sus. can't do that. My name's never changed. Never mind. Mic sounds fine. The game might be quiet. That's what I'm trying to find out. I think before, I can't remember if I did 6 or 5 for in-game audio. Like, this is 5. Me talking, me shooting stuff. Pocket rocket, procket, trademarked. And then this is with the increased audio. Just a smidge. I feel like at 6 it drowns me out a little bit. Then again, I watched a stream just before this one, a dude playing Mistfall. His game was a whisper. Like, it wasn't super loud, but his game was a full-on whisper the whole time. The game's muted on Twitch. I can fix that, I think. How, though? This is why we test stuff. Audio track 4, yeah. And then I go over to this thing. Audio track 4 should have desktop and everything. How come you can't hear it? Why is there ads, though? I don't know. Let me check. Full disclosure, I might try doing ads tomorrow, but I'm debating on it. Ads on... Ooh, that's why. Listen, I haven't streamed in a month. I guess I turned it on without even actually streaming again. Automatic recommended... Oh. Choose how you want to monetize your live stream off. Wait. On... Manual. Fixed it. Damn. Okay, but... So Twitch can't hear? That's unfortunate. No, they're talking about stream on YouTube. So no sound. I don't know if I can fix it. I think I have to end the Twitch stream to fix the audio. The confusing part, output audio track 4. Okay. Then I go to the Atom thingy. Cancel. Boom. We just got output. Oh, no wonder. Does that fix it? Did it apply? I mean, I clicked apply, but I don't think it actually goes through unless I restart stream. If you can't hear it, I'll go ahead and restart the stream, which, by the way, I appreciate you sitting here and help me test the stuff, by the way. Why this guy got hands? Jesus. Should be live updating. I think for OBS, it doesn't typically do that. Like, OBS itself is... To apply certain settings, you have to restart the entire stream. Atom might be different. Nothing, just your mic? Alright, 1 second. 1 second. End. Restart. Sick. There's a box for a vote list? Tell you, man, those vote... Dude, enemies that hit you up close like that is sketchy. Because they can cancel your hit. Alright, peep the tech. If he shields us, he's cringe. Oh, he's cringe. So part of the god I'm making is this aspect. It is impossible to hit that. Jesus Christ. Alright, it works way better with other guns. Don't kill me, sir, please. The guide's a work in progress. Yeah, I'm prepping all the technical stuff. Alright, so the tech is inconsistent, but you can hit the eyeball with a pocket rocket in guided mode and then kill it with like a scythe. Like, that's way more consistent. You're gonna kill me again, don't do it. Question though, is the game audio and my mic audio sounding decent? Or is it loud? Is anything loud? That's like the whole point of stream right now. can't aim up. Sounds good right now? Okay. This game's loud for me. So Stingrays, the blue part for their engine bay is actually a weak spot, but it's not very beneficial, oddly enough. Like, Railgun can, I think it can one-shot there, and I've never actually one-shot a Stingray otherwise. But that's about it. I've seen Stingrays, they don't appear on appropriators, they don't appear anywhere but standard illuminate. Which is kind of a bummer, because they're pretty cool. Speaking of cool enemies, Leviathans, bro. Wait. Audio? Sick. $2K 60 stream. Is the stream in 4K on Twitch? There's more than enough on Twitch. You'd be fine to -1 and it'd be good. Fine to -1. I wonder. Audio. I think if I change this to 9, that might sound good. I just can't tell if this is the same or... Is that the same as doing 5 and 10? I know how to test. -18-ish. It's slightly louder. It's slightly louder. I think. Can't tell. Maybe a little too much, getting blocky sometimes. For stream. Okay, so these are my settings for Twitch right now. I have NVINC H.264. I can't do the AV1 just because that's on YouTube. I don't think, at least. We got 6,000 kilobits. My internet is 2 gigs up and down, so I feel like that shouldn't be a problem. It's fiber. So I don't think that the bitrate's the issue. I'm not sure what the problem could be. What is making it choppy? Slow, high quality, 2 passes. Maybe it's the pewter itself. The pewter can't handle it. Have you heard the soundtrack and title for the update has been leaked? I don't quite care, but no. I'm not really a leak person. So this is my thought on leak, right? You didn't ask, but my thoughts on leaks in this game, they're neat, it's cool and stuff. I've tried to avoid it simply because it's one of the aspects I respect the devs in the sense of they like to make things a surprise, at least in terms of content. So I think it's kind of lame that things get leaked. I feel like the folks that leak them tend to be losers. Just my 2 cents. And I feel like folks should not look at leaks if they can help it. But it's kind of difficult to say, hey, don't look at leaks. You can't really... There's no way to make that happen. Do not get warbonds in advance anymore. We haven't gotten a warbond in advance in, I think, a year and some change. I forget which one it was. It's been a long time. Like, I can't remember if we tested, if we got early access to the police one a long time ago. Because one of the warbonds, I had a video that was out the same time they released a warbond, which is only possible if you get early access. So it's like, that's just how it goes. But we haven't had that in a long, long time. That sucks. It is what it is. On that note, it's also like one of those things you can think about it in the sense of it's cool to get early access, but at the same time, I don't necessarily need early access for stuff. Because then people will get upset that you have it and they don't. So I'd rather just avoid that if I can. Like, I don't mind if it's not a thing we get access to. Same issue had the same thing happened in Dauntless as well. You get early access. You get early access to the. you would get early access to things, and then folks would make all these random speculations, and they'd like start thinking you're cheating in trials, for example. Like a difficult mode in that game. Well, difficult. So it just caused more problems than it actually benefited me much. Alright, I think the audio is decent now. I kind of dig this. What is this? I dig the 6.9. About scrap content and iron sights? I think that's better. Like, I think that if you're showing off content the devs have scrapped, or at least content that you think they've scrapped, that's fine. Like, it's not a big deal. I think that leaking content you expect to be released soon is loser behavior. It happens in all games, I get it. But that's like lowest of the low to an extent. But on the same coin, I do appreciate when folks data mine values for things in the game so we can actually know what's going on, because not all things are shown to us. Like, it's weird. Like, I think that leaking unreleased content, lame. Data mining release content to figure out how it works, fine. That's why I think it's going on. Plus, with leaks, people tend to make things up and they get views for lying. Like, I feel like Thornton is a pretty avid liar. Like, pretty rough. I think there was a recent feller doing the same thing. And it's just like, it's worthless content, devoid of any actual creativity, but it works to an extent. Yeah, it's one of those things that it's in no way, shape, or form a leaker's. It's not anywhere remotely okay for leakers to ruin the dev surprise when the leakers devoted zero effort whatsoever to just showing off what other folks have actually created. And I do believe that it is genuine loser behavior. Was Lightbeer? I don't watch this. I don't watch much other creators' content. Like, the news fellers kind of have to do that kind of stuff, I suppose, but it don't mean I have to like it. Alright. Back to Twitch to figure out what's going on. Raise preset to 7 or higher for quality. Seven's the highest. Oh. I feel like the issue with the Twitch stream is more so it's laggy. Because on Twitch, it's showing me. I was trying to push it to 8,000 bitrate. Why is that? It's set to it says it's set to 6K. Why is it being weird? Main canvas, general. The problem is it's not listening. Tone it down to P5. It's not so much that I'm lagging, it's just that Twitch itself is showing issues. Like, you see... That's new. Yo, Panashevitz, with my speech impediment and your name, this is a horrible combination. Panashevitz. What's up, brother? It's showing 8K bitrate whenever my setting is 6K. I'm so confused. This is clean, though. 2K at 1440p? Sheesh. Multi-encoding? I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch, yes. Do you know what time the update comes out tomorrow? War bonds are typically around 11 a.m. Central-ish. So if there's just a war bond, I feel like that's around the time. Don't quote me on that, though. I have no idea. Like, I'm really bad with times. I typically just wake up, go to the gym, and then do the content. Tomorrow might be different just because I've been slacking. And I should probably work, clock in, if you will. Oh. So with the upload speeds aren't a big deal because I have Google Fiber, or not Google Fiber. I have AT&T Fiber, which is pretty decent for me. I think the issue is more so it's pushing 8,000 kilobits for some reason. I don't know why. Yo, Flareon, thank you for the gifted to Gooserkin. Gooserkin, welcome to the dojo. Namaste, brother. The vids on the scrapped content, absolutely insane what we could have. You say that if you played against the, who is it? The folks that were, the recently scrapped content, I suppose, was the Illuminate sub-faction. I forget what they're called. But those folks in Helldivers 1 were awful. They were genuinely awful to play against for a lot of people. It was the least fun faction by far. So this is an example of which you're seeing it and you're like, oh, that looks so cool. But if you actually played against it, you wouldn't like it most likely after a very short period of time. In the same way, Leviathans, Hive Lords, Hive Worlds, tons of content has already played out in Helldivers 2 as to this point. Like, it's easy to say one thing based on what you think. It's a very different story to actually play it out and see how the majority of people actually react. And if the content was actually worth it in the long run, or if it simply added to more player disenjoyment, which leads to less folks logging in. Where the heck is my toggle? Yeah, what the heck? Toggle microphone. Oh. I'm changing that ASAP. Audio. Boom, fixed it. It was cultists. They did like, so there was one that looked really cool. The guy that raises folks from the dead, that's dope. Like, that guy should probably get added. Anything that like messes up your mobility needs to be very well tuned to not be super duper annoying. That's one thing for sure. The folks that, yeah. I figure they're called, watch. Wiki. Illuminate. Helldivers 1. I think it was the council member or the illusionist. Probably this guy, actually. This dude, or one of the guys in the shield, would sit there and he would discombobulate your controls and invert them. That doesn't feel too good in a top-down video game. Imagine how it feels in a Helldivers 2, where it's 3D, I think, and you're looking around. You have more than just a 2D space. Yeah, I feel like folks would freaking lose their minds. That would not be a good thing to work on. So Helldivers 2 is in a difficult spot where they really have to start making content that folks want to actually interact with, and not just stuff that looks cool, but people ignore very soon after release. Because when that happens, it's a waste of time. It's a genuine waste of time, unfortunately. Like, it's cool for just like the moment, I suppose, but the goal is to make things that people want to interact with for a long time, make evergreen content in the same way that YouTubers do. Like that, they're attempting to do that, which is way easier said than done. Maybe due to bandwidth. I'm pretty sure I got like 2,000 upload right now. Megabyte. Speed test. OhDough. Bro, why did Windows change the freaking snipping tool? Before you could snip something and it would show the snip itself, you could move it around. Now you can't do that with like the built-in Windows stuff, which is tilting. I don't think, at least. I'm getting robbed by AT&T? Where's my 2,000 upload? It's 800. I hate it here. With a passion. Okay, so I'm paying for 2,000 upload. I'm getting 750, but that's still a grip. Yeah, what the F? How do I show you this without doxing myself? I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna go in here. Boom. Okay. See? We're at 759 upload, bro. So it shouldn't be an issue with the internet connection for Twitch. Print screen or so? What button is that? Because it's Windows? But why? Why? It's not just Windows. It's so many people in the tech space and in general will sit there and they'll augment things in the dumbest way possible. Like just cosmetically. Or I guess in this case it's functionality. But they'll remove actual good features for seemingly no good reason to only degrade their very own product. And it makes no sense. Like these folks, in Windows particularly, Windows specifically here, need to be fired. Genuinely. Like, I can't imagine the folks that make systems work worse consistently are contributing anything meaningful to the company, and instead they're making it worse for the folks that actually pay for the product. How do you not lose your job if that's what you do all the time? I don't get it. Like, not to be like, you know, the Karen saying, oh, fire them, but like, seriously though. I don't get it. Cat 5 caps out at 5. I think I have a Cat 6. I think. I don't know. Or higher based on merit. I mean, that's an issue just no matter what. It's been a problem since forever. You know someone, you get hired. It's changed a little bit to where it's like now based on groups. But the basis of that hasn't changed a whole lot. Like folks that get hired that aren't good at the jobs. And there's also just like the focus on trying to make money, but it's like short-term money. And not actually, like, they're missing the forest for the trees, so to speak. And that leads to just a worse product as well. And also less money in the long term. Which is silly. Your motherboard Ethernet port caps at 1 gigabyte per second. What the hell? What kind of a supercomputer do I need? This thing was expensive already. Okay, all that being said, all that's useful, but I feel like 700 gigabyte upload speed or 700 megabyte upload speed is still good enough to run 2 streams. One's at like 14,000 upload, other one's at like 6,000. I think the issue is that Twitch is trying to push. Oh, it's down to 6,000. Huh. Program Lightshot. URL looks like print screen as it's a snipping tool that replaces it so much better. I'm gonna write that down. I'll forget if I don't. React. Lightshot. Print screen tool. Okay. Sick. We are in the dauntless stage of Helldivers 2 until an update. I'll log in and I just don't want to do anything. Actually, that's not even true. I'll log in and I don't want to play missions, but I'll get footage for videos. Like, I've been working on this recently. Where is this? Like, this is going to be an Illuminate guide where I've done a whole bunch of nonsense. I'll go ahead and mute it so it doesn't make a whole bunch of noise. Like, I have my in-house artist, which is me. Hi, how are you? Went in, got a whole bunch of B-roll up close to show the different sections for enemies. That's Officer Earl. He's a police brutality enthusiast. No body cam intact whatsoever. That's him with clothes on. That's him naked. That's one of them. Then, I didn't go too crazy on Leviathans, because these guys suck, bro. Like, I would have gone in and, like, actually dissected it, but honestly, they were so unfun to fight. I low-key was like, is this game even worth playing yesterday? Just trying to get simple B-roll was miserable. And I think that they were missing for a long time, too. They just got brought back. But this is going to be uploaded, I think, on the 18th. Maybe after that, actually. I may have a sponsor lined up. And if not, I'm going to plug my brother's merch. I also need to add new things to it. But I've done all those guys, and I did these. Wait, no. Objectives that I can't find. Anyway. Make Helldivers 2 content? Yeah, I do that sometimes. I do when it makes sense, because the time I put into videos is a lot, so I want them to do good views-wise. And when they don't, it's really underwhelming. Really underwhelming. That's why it's more fun to make like the random gameplay videos, because A, they take less time, and they can be more fun to actually do. Like, you're in the moment versus sitting there and struggling otherwise. Yeah, I gotta do this real quick so it's better. Why is Twitch showing me a weird pop-up menu as well? Pop out chat. And then, boom. Keep a good work. Iron Sykes, thanks for 10, brother. I swear to God, someone said something. You're gonna test the new armor passive from the gifted Hell Drivers, former slot bond. No. Pretty sure it's garbage. Right? Where it at? Like, for me, it's not content. I know that you can like make a video and probably get some views for it. I can't. I need to bind some different binds. But provides damage mitigation to fire, which is going to be less impactful than fire armor itself already is. Like, this is 75%, 50%. Gives wearer a chance to avoid grievous limb injury. And reduces damage taken from impact and collisions. You don't really... This doesn't affect you too much. You can actually take no damage at all still very often to getting launched into Narnia. So that's not really a huge deal. And chance to avoid limb injury, that should just get reduced in general because they buffed it a long time ago for no reason. And fire resists... If you're going to go a fire weapon, you'd want to have this typically. Like, I don't know. Like, it can be useful, I suppose, but the very bottom perk is basically useless from what I can think. From what I can assume. It looks nice. It's cool. If you could transmog, I'd like that. But from a gameplay perspective, the armor passives are kind of lame. A minor fall gets me to 20% HP. I don't know if it affects that. And even still, when you fall, you're still sitting there like a sitting duck. Like, you fall, you land, and you have to go, oof, and then slowly rise up. So you're wasting time, you can still die anyway. I always assumed that the Hell Jumpers would fix that. For some reason, I assume feet first, Hell Jumper, you would take way less fall damage. Or no fall, you take no fall damage at all. Like, maybe you still get ragdolled, but you don't take damage from falling. Instead, it provides immunity to leg injuries. Like, you can't break your legs. They can still get damaged. The stem pistol. You're one of one. One of one. Sounds like a crash test dummy perk. Wasn't there like a leaked Warbond talking about Hell Drivers where that was pretty much like the entire premise? That makes more sense now. Champion of Sup. More power to you. Thanks for the knock 20. Oh, wait. I fixed it. Have you all played Gauntlet? No. No. But, speaking of games, Crimson Moon is like a duo roguelike, or duo Souls-like coming out, I think, next month. And I saw a different Souls-like game on TikTok where it's going to have a healer, DPS, tank, Holy Trinity, or the Unholy Trinity, and the healer actually has to aim their abilities, similar to Wildstar. And that alone has me interested just because it looks cool. Akbar, what up, brother? Do you have nearsightedness, or are you wearing them to protect your eyes? My vision sucks. Like, if I take off my glasses, this is blurry. I think I have bad vision up close and from far. Something like that. Okay, do I need anything for the video, for the guide I'm making, or nah? Dude, I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to play a mission, because playing missions is easier offline, since I can sit there and reset, because you can't control what you get in missions these days. Before you could, now you can't, and it's very tilting. Helps if a charger rams you. When they ram you, you die almost all the time regardless though. Because like a charger hits you and it drags you. And as it's dragging you, it can damage you in that process. And when it stops dragging you, it will... You're going to be ragdolled. You have like a ragdoll animation. And then it'll just stomp you. So chargers, when they hit you, are typically a guaranteed kill on you. Make heavier armor with Democracy Protects. They should do a few things like that. I feel like it's such an easy thing to look at the armor passives and say, okay, we have a new Warbond coming out. You can obviously make a themed passive if you want, and that's always cool if it actually works out and is useful. Or you could simply look at the armors we already have that make no sense. Like Engineering Kit. Further reduces recoil and gives you 2 extra grenades. Why not give me increased throwing distance and also 2 extra grenades? Like, make it synergistic. You do that, new armor passive, which is kind of lame, but it's at least beneficial. Like, that's the easy stuff you can do when all else fails, and the other options are... Because the other options, bro, are pretty garbage half the time. Like, where is it at? This one. When the wearer takes damage, they regain some stamina. That is useless. That is genuinely useless. They don't make new passives anymore? Didn't they talk about the new armor passive? Passive have always been, oh, this is slightly more than nothing. I mean, that's a lot of things in the game, honestly. That's why it's so easy for folks to defend everything, because the bare minimum, or the baseline is below bare minimum. So folks will get excited for next to nothing. And they'll freak out at like mildly good stuff too. Know how you feel with the glasses? I'm in the exact same boat. I feel like with glasses, when you go to get your eyes checked, the stuff they use just feels so primitive. You're telling me it's the exact same equipment from 20 years ago, where you're sitting in a chair, they have like a thing come down, you look through, you read letters, that's all they've got? There's no improvements in that way? Like, I'm not talking surgeries, I'm talking like ways to actually better measure your eyeballs, because the person doing your prescription is just going off of what you're saying. Is this better than this? 1 or 2? You can't just scan my eyeball and be like, oh, you need this prescription. So much technology improvements, but I gotta be blind. If it's broke, don't fix it. That's the mentality. We're gonna get the powder of the new Warbond. Speaking of, I'm halfway tempted to have my artist make a Warbond Tomorrow sticker art thingy. Pondering it quite heavy. Quite heavy indeed. Scans could cause harm to your eyes. I don't think that's... Like, I mean, technically, yes. But no, they already do stuff in your eyes anyway. Like, they already sit there and they'll have you look into an image, find the dot, and then they'll puff your eye with some nonsense. I don't feel like that's the issue. Maybe. I just know that there's zero shot they're putting as much effort into fixing eyeballs as they should. And this is a topic that directly affects me.
They're coming for you. The only thing that can stop them... A strong economy.
Your brain interprets what your eyes are seeing. They ask and check too. They make sure you are accurate. I don't think they'd be checking, bro. I think if I wanted to, I could sit there and give them the wrong answers. I wouldn't do that. It's not worth testing, but I think that I could definitely... I could sabotage my own eyesight for science. broke have been a solution, but plays video games instead. Yeah, video games are fun. Plus, the amount of effort it would take, I wouldn't even say it's not so much an effort issue. The potential amount of effort it would take to potentially even cause any remotely meaningful change would probably cause me to go insane in real life. Considering I give very basic, nuanced changes you can make in video games that are just the flick of a button in some cases, and those take years to actually get implemented half the time. I don't want to sit there and have to deal with other stuff, like other systems in which there's like these set in place systems for which they will not just be able to flip them over on their heads to cause better change. It takes way more time than that. That sounds like a miserable experience for me. That sounds like a direct fast pass to the insane asylum. An optometry tech researcher? Okay, well, first of all, no. I could not. I'm just sitting here saying I wish they had like a machine to scan your eyeballs. That's like your kid playing with Legos and you going, you're gonna be an architect one day, aren't you? You're gonna build really big buildings. He put 2 blocks together and made a structure this high. This is a false equivalency, methinks. Right, LASIK? Hell no. I've heard pretty much consistent horror stories of LASIK. Folks get it done, and then they have to get it redone in the future, or their eyes will go back to being bad in the future, and in the meantime, they have to deal with like this burning sensation. This one dude, Gail Adelaide, apparently had it, and he was sitting there getting like blood infusion eye drops, or something. Yeah, I'll deal with glasses. Speaking of which, I do want to get like some freaking, like some Harry Potter glasses. I want big old lenses. Meow. And also, I need to have it be like this. Like, see how it goes straight back? I can barely see you. I want glasses that are straight back like that, which I think Oakley's are the ones that typically sell it, and they get expensive-ish. And I want to have big old lenses with preferably no frames or less frames. And I haven't found those. Well, it's blood something eye drops. Maybe not blood infusions, but definitely he was putting blood in his eyeballs because it was like what helped soothe the pain. Maybe it helped heal it faster too. Can you show us your muscles? I'm in need of some muscular men. Nah, you good? Nah, you good. How about I show you some merch? So my brother makes hats. He embroiders hats in his garage. This is my rendition of the Arrowhead logo, called Oh Arrowhead, and this isn't up yet, but we want to start selling shirts. These are the Comfort Colors tees. They're pretty comfortable, and we can put the Arrowhead logo on that as well. And honestly, we could do all kinds of ignorant stuff, bro. If he's embroidering it, making it kind of small, it won't be... Like, I work at the gym, and you can kind of feel the embroidery just because of what it is. Like, you're stitching through stuff. It's going to have a slight feel to it. But we could get ignorant, and I could put all these random freaking things on shirts. Technically, I could do that. Watch. Go to Photoshop, or this. Like, I could put this guy, all these fellers, and then... Okay, this one actually might be copyright, so I probably can't do this. But if in a perfect world where you can rob people blind of their intellectual property, I could get this. OhDough with a multi-melta on like a hat or a t-shirt would be kind of clean. Or Courage with a freaking bolter pistol. I can't do that one. This one, I'm pretty sure that one's like highly illegal. Fairly certain. But it'd be cool if I could. Oh yeah, Blood Plasma. That's the one, I think. How's the state of Far Far West? Far Far West is just... It's a game where you're kind of just waiting for the next update. Like, you'll play it, you'll have fun. The game did super duper well. Like, that's in a place where it popped off on launch, which means that you'll get more content if the devs are interested, and they're interested because they're making it right now. Like, they're obviously working on stuff. They've already shown teasers for the new maps, the new faction, and melee weapons, with new bosses as well. Like, new world bosses. So you'll have, like, the mission boss and, like, a world boss as well. So it's just in a state where it's not going to really have insane longevity in the now, or I guess insane replayability right now, but in the future it might. Plus, it's like it's just fun to go back to when it actually gets content. That's where it's at. Yeah, tomorrow. New World One tomorrow. How come YouTube keeps disconnecting? What the hell? My eyes bleed on their own, typically when reading the changes that Arrowhead does to the game, so I'm good on the LASIK. At least you find your own solution. Kudos! At the Windows rant part of the stream, me and my buddies have become convicted that they're letting AI code Windows 11 until recently-ish. No, probably. I think there's been like a big push for AI. Oh, there's not even a think. There's been a big push for AI in a lot of different job fields, and Windows, Microsoft is probably some of the folks that spearheaded that entire movement, because if they can cut costs, they're going to do that. It just so happens that AI is rather horrible. The fact that you can ask AI basic things and it gets it wrong is laughable. Like, it has a place, I guess. Obviously not so much in like just zero in creative works. Like, I could maybe understand if an artist uses it to generate an image that they then will use as like a reference to make their own version of. Maybe. Or like, let's say you're horrible at conveying what you want to an artist. You could maybe use a rendition to then get them to like commission something. Like, I don't know. But it's super sad to see like images go everywhere these days. Because A, they all look the goddamn same. B, it's just boring. Like, when you see like a thumbnail on YouTube that's made entirely by AI. What's worse is that folks I think, is it Chinese or Japanese folks? I feel like in foreign countries, people are more receptive to AI than Western. So we're going to start seeing video games that do AI and they do well, potentially in other countries. And it's going to cause more division in the gaming sphere, at least. Students are dependent on AI. I feel like students these days are just dependent on technology as a whole. Like, they can't sit there and be bored. They can't sit there they can't sit there with their thoughts whatsoever, because they're exposed to technology at like the age of 5 or younger, watching TV all day, snacking on the couch all day. Like, the lethargic activity of kids is quite sad, because it stunts their mental development, stunts their athletic development. I don't know. It's just a bad ordeal. I say this as a man behind a desk on a computer screen, streaming to folks that are also probably sitting down watching TV or their computers. But the point stands. The point stands. IG Reels ruined me. You just gotta stop watching it. Like, the strategy is pretty simple, right? Maybe you can't help yourself during the day, but at night, put your phone in a different room. Charge your phone in your kitchen. Charge your phone anywhere but your bed. Like, do not have your phone near your bed whatsoever. Like, that alone will stop you from scrolling at night, which will help you cut out like an hour wasted a day in some cases. Like, people will sit there, they'll wake up on the weekends to scroll their phone for 2 hours. And I was people for a while. And then I said, this is some bullshit. This is not helpful. Because I like watching TikToks and mostly TikToks if it's like helpful, but you'll waste like half the time scrolling to find anything remotely worth watching. It's kind of the same way you play a battle royale. You play battle royales and half the game is spent managing inventory. That's just how it goes. Whatsoever count +1. It's really difficult to not say the same words. Like, I think someone said people have like a dictionary, a word dictionary of 500 words. I'm not sure if that's real, but I do find myself resulting or tending to say the same words a lot. And I don't know how to improve that, because I've been reading books, well, not recently, but I read some books and it didn't really help my speech that much. You want to touch grass or watch your stream? Well, I'm just talking. Like, I don't really plan on playing the game today. I'm saving the game playing for tomorrow. I legit don't know how folks will play Helldivers 2 in the current state. Like, the people that can log in and stream this game day in and day out, I physically don't know how. I don't get it. Because I can log in, I can put a background, I can... Recently I can't do solos, I don't really have fun doing it, so I just don't. But like, I can't imagine like streaming for 4+ hours, just playing mission after mission. Right now, like after an update happens, it's fun. I enjoy it. Whenever it's kind of like the same old, I don't enjoy it very much. Now give me a Hulk Surge, different story. I'll be on for like 11 hours. We don't have any Hulk Surges. We have Mindless Masses, which is going to give you less enemies on max difficulty, unfortunately. And that's basically it. I guess we have Cyborgs over here. And we have Hive Lords and Hive World. They play with randoms. Even then, though, I don't know. Quitting social media solves this. Getting a partner even makes going to bed more enjoyable. I see what you're saying. Social media is the root of a lot of, I would say, quality of life detriments for people. And just a pursuit of quick dopamine fixes. Yo, Cracky TM, thanks for the prime, brother. Welcome to Dojo. You know when the Predator strain will make a reappearance? No. Not a clue. I've actually been... Speaking of that, so I couldn't get any footage for the appropriators for the Illuminate guide simply because they're not available. Like, I couldn't get any footage. When they were here for like a solid 3 days, I didn't think of it. I didn't think about it to actually record them, unfortunately. So instead, I have to use an old video and just rip footage from that the entire time, which kind of sucks. And the same thing applies to Pred Strain and Incineration Automatons. They're not actually active. So I can't get footage of any of those things to make guides. Which realistically, I wouldn't make a guide for them right now, but I like to have the B-roll just in case. I love your YouTube videos. Finally caught a stream of yours, and might as well use that good old Prime on your Twitch people collab. Yo, Cracky, thank you very much, brother. By the way, guys, tomorrow I will actually be playing the game. For sure. No cap. I think the plan is background may want a duo, so we'll probably do that. And if not, I'll just do some solo content. I want to do a solo mission with pretty much all the gear. Like individually, and then maybe do like a full-on... I used a Warhammer 40k loadout, and it was the best thing since sliced bread type deal. But today's just chatting. And also testing audio. Speaking of... How's it sound against bugs? Love the map obscured. We need an arcade mode where you can pick the faction, sub-faction, difficulty, biome, modifiers, and main objective for a mission. Relying on the Galactic War for content just leaves us with mediocre options. I feel as though they have systems that make that impossible. Like, part of Helldivers 2's issues, like, obviously the devs make bad choices. Happens. They also make good choices. But part of the problems are more so than them just making bad choices. It is the game itself just being very unforgiving, I suppose, from just a coding standpoint. Like, you cannot simply just do the things that folks want sometimes. Other times you can, for sure. Do that, do this. The loadout's terrible, but it's fine. Should test the audio. I actually need to play music since folks always want that. People can't handle silence. They're not like me, man. I can sit there, I can drive in my car for hours, no music, just me and my thoughts, losing my mind. It's a great time. They gotta hear background sounds. They're weak, feeble. Not like me. Not insane like me. Oh well. I guess. Tomorrow's patch will ruin the audio, makes the game unplayable /S. Hopefully not. But, oh, it's gonna mess up my mods. Man, I like my mods. They make Railgun better. My thoughts make music. I am never without music somewhere. Okay, I don't do that. You go in your head, la 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 la. I feel like that's what Fred Burger does from Billy and Mandy. Alright. Does the audio sound good to you guys? I should probably talk about while shooting this. I like tater tots. They're pretty good and delicioso. I think it's decent. And then music-wise, before I would do 7, I think 6 is better now. Sure it does? That is a reassuring, resounding advice. Thank you very much. Sure it does. Put in 7 for the audio? No, for music or the master? Because if master at 7, there's no shot. Probably gonna be too loud. Like I'm doing this, if I'm shooting and talking. Like I'm hitting like 12-ish, and the gameplay's hitting 18-ish. Alright, that just seems loud as all get out. Loud as frick. It's a pouncer seed on race of... I'm just trolling! Alright, I guess we're trying to play the mission out. I was just trolling, but it's a pouncer seed. What do I even have? I don't suck, let's go! Wait. Rolled. I can't see a darn thing, brother. I ain't doing that. Alright, this sounds loud as hell. Like, it's loud, and I even have my audio turned down personally. How do you rate Missile Pistol in terms of sidearms as a whole? I think it's, like, to me, it's S tier. I love it a lot. I use it a ton. It's just fun. Like, the Ultimatum is better in certain aspects, but Missile Pistol is just a really fun option. It's also really good. So that alone just makes it way more fun to use. Alright, we're gonna fail this flag probably. I don't have a great loadout for it. Yeah, I think Pocket Rocket is some of their best work in terms of making something that is both really good and engaging to use. Like, it nails that rather perfectly. What? Oh, wrong gun. You can flip your car with Ultimatum. I mean, no, you can flip it and make it survive. It just takes some finesse. I think. And you'll still probably deal a lot of damage to it. You can't really avoid that. What the f... Oh, that guy hit me. Alright, Ball Titan spawn, we lose, GG's. I would need like 110 rocket pods or something to kill these guys. $110 rocket pods and probably eat 17. Unless they don't spawn heavies, in which case we just win for free. See, if you could just do missions and know you're gonna be facing Pouncer Seeds, it'd make life so much easier and more fun. It'd make playing the game more fun. Because if you gave me a whole bunch of Pouncers, but like more enemies than this, that'd be challenging to deal with. Unless you spam grenades, in which case, it would not be. Squeeze me. Don't kill me, please. That was almost the worst grenade toss in the world. Squeeze me again. I needed fire grenades. The step off audio? What? I'm just spamming stones. Trying to live. Wait, he's one. Into as well. Alright, off of this alone. It's weird it's a Pouncer Seed, but it's still not really kills. I do increase all of it for my taste, but I'm deaf. It's fine as it is, though. So this is good audio to y'all. Like, this is... You like the game to be pretty loud compared to the person talking. Like, not louder, but pretty loud. This is me talking and shooting something. I think I have my actual thing muted, or not muted, but turned down a decent bit, just because this is loud as all get out for me. Yeah. Word. Word. Audio mix is money. I bet. If that's the case, I'll try music being a bit louder then. Your IEMs are different way here. With my IEMs, where is it at? So I have this set up right now. Mixes. Like I have my... I have my system volume turned down to 90%. I might even do like 85. Just because it's kind of loud. Audio is fine, but I can't get over how you have zero screen shake on stratagem landings. I know it's a setting, but I can't play the game unless it's on at least low. I'll pass. Like, my problem with the screen shake, it makes it so your shots are thrown off. Like, I don't care if folks use it personally. Like, that was screen shake, and me getting ragdolled. Screen shake. Screen shake. It feels like I'm playing with trimmers or something. Like, I have visual trimmers. I don't like that at all. I am the master at not having my guns reloaded. Oh god. We a bit rusty. I'll admit it. Having no screen shake makes the game so much better, IMO. I feel like screen shake can serve a purpose. Like, it can be pretty cool in clips, but like playing a full 40-minute mission with screen shake, I will pass. I'll pass third day of the week. Yo, Vargar, thanks for the 50 gifted. This is a test stream, my guy. Thank you very much, man. That's very kind of you. Like for my games, because I prefer chaos. Yeah, see, like I don't mind if folks use it. I feel like I've maybe watched videos with it, like short snippets. Actually, low-key just shorts. Scream me. I feel like there's not that many hunters here. Like, you should be getting like 100+ kills from a bug breach on level 10 difficulty. It was a pouncer seed especially. I'm only getting like 60. That's the other thing with this game. It makes it difficult to like want to do a full mission sometimes if it's like you're not doing new content, because you can't know if you'll be getting actual good spawns or not. Because even though this is a pouncer seed, there aren't that many things to shoot. I played a full mission one time where I got like 1,000 kills on Raise the Flag with pouncers, which I find to be pretty underwhelming. Oh, that for my bud. Do you know the stats of the hotshot yet? No. No, we don't. No one does. So Vichy, they made a deep dive video on the war bond. Oh. Yeah, we probably do. I haven't seen that yet. I think it's Lightpin. He was going for the heads in the video. Didn't it pierce in the first video, though? I feel like that level of pierce is not really a thing tied to Lightpin weapons. Deep dive? Okay. Listen. What are they supposed to call it? Like a... I guess I could call it like a Warhammer 40k Warbond showcase. Technically, it's Helldivers 2. They can... Their titles don't have to be that crazy to get a bunch of views. We are not clearing the Mega Nest. I repeat, we don't have the sauce. Over. Actually, we can kill stuff. I just can't do anything else. Maybe do that. I needed that, actually. Guys, can we go ahead and reset that resupply? It's mine. Alright, pause real quick. Do you expect the bolt pistol to overshadow the Senator? Part of me wants to say yes, just in terms of hopes. But I don't know if it's going to, just because they've been pretty adamant about making things side grades, as opposed to actually having flat out buffs, essentially. But I feel like the Senator isn't that powerful, and it never has been, so I would not mind if it was stronger. Plus, I'm hoping it feels akin to the bolter pistol from Darktide. Which, I'm not like a Darktide expert by any means, but I'm pretty sure in that game, the bolt pistol is used for heavy pin stuff. Or it's used to pierce armor. And it's rather effective at that. That rock better have stopped you. really wanted those stems. And just loot in general. Alright, now we have nothing to kill Battle Titan. I mean, I have my railgun technically. Yeah, this was a joke. This was not like a loadout. I was just going in here to test stuff, but it turned out to be Panzers. Before they kill me. Bro's mad. Alright, so audio is good. People are saying. Which is huge. I spent hours, and I mean hours, trying to make this sound better. Because in the Wave XLR, I feel like whenever I turn off this, it doesn't sound anywhere near as good. Like, this is... It's a limiter, I think? Yeah, it's a limiter built into the actual Wave XLR. Well, it's a download that then goes in the Wave XLR. But that, I feel like, makes the audio sound way better and more consistent. No death run. I wasn't finishing that mission, bro. I got lucky on the first flag. Like, for an actual loadout, I could take the same things I took, kind of, but I need things to kill heavies. Like, I had railgun and I had the bullet storm. That's not good. You can do bullet storm eat 17, you can do railgun eat 17, you can do railgun commando, but doing bullet storm with anything else that's like an actual support weapon doesn't make any sense unless you plan on swapping. Didn't hear a difference. Maybe it is just earbuds. Huh. What downside could I have? For bolter or recoil? Hopefully not too much ergonomics, or hopefully not too little ergonomics. But recoil is like the obvious one. What would you rate the spawns of the Spore Burst during a TCS event? For what it was, they're pretty good. I just didn't like... So I played against it whenever it was Spore Burst plus Dragon Roaches, and I feel like that combination is terrible because both of the enemies encourage use of armor. Like, you can... For Dragon Roaches, you basically have to wear Fire Resist, otherwise you just die. And for Spore Burst, you want to wear Ragdoll Resist, otherwise you get ragdolled multiple times by a single Spore Titan. So that's why I didn't like it. Two enemies that encourage the use of two different armor passives to avoid very BS mechanics. The deep dive was incredibly disappointing. Just a rehearse of the first teaser. Hey man, the devs could have always contacted a certain propaganda commander if they want to actually test stuff better for visual purposes. But my rates are pretty expensive, so maybe they didn't have the cheddar to back it up to afford someone of a certain status. Once everyone gets their bread up, they can come crawling over. You're gonna play the backshot. You're gonna play with backshot gaming soon. Yeah, the plan is backshot gaming. DO double Douglas duo will be in full effect, I think. But he goes on vacation soon, and I go on vacation on the 13th. I'm going to the beach house with my family. Or, not our beach house, rent a beach house. Just so we're clear. Rent a beach house. How can you trust someone who owes me 20 bucks? I owe you an apology for how your life has ended up this horrible, brother. You don't get my $20. I can't even find it, actually. Wait, psych on my counter. You have a beach house? No. I don't think it's Airbnb. Like, it might be. But we go to the same beach house every year. We rent the same one. It's close-ish to the beach. It's nice, single story. And it's big enough for 3 families. I'll get them somehow. You got to do some serious... You take some notes from the folks over, I think, in the Middle East. The Saudi Arabian oil princes. take some notes from them on how to scam people out of their hard-earned money. Then and only then will you get my $20. And probably my 401k. Wait, no. My Roth IRA. Used VR Bro to rent one in Galveston, not Airbnb. It's pretty legit. Yeah, I don't think it's Airbnb in our case, but the one we go to is nice, and we kind of like know the owner a little bit, so it's more chillax in that sense. Because sometimes you go somewhere, you rent the place, and then you leave, and they want to charge you for like these miscellaneous things you didn't actually do. Like they'll charge you for simply existing in their house. Like, oh my god, you came and lived in the house for 3 days and stuff. Like some things are slightly out of place. I'm talking like a hamper has been moved. I've been seeing some videos like that. I think that they're like for the bit, but you can't tell these days. I feel like some really dumb people get money and they can then rent out houses, and then they can have some ridiculous rules, so to speak. Is bottom of the tank AP4 or AP5? I think it's anti-tank. AP, yeah, I think it's like full-on anti-tank, no? How trustworthy is the wiki, by the way? Berm. Front, side, rear. It doesn't show a bottom angle. Oh, it is. Wait, what? No, it's engine bay. Whole front, whole main, anti-tank. No bottom view. Boo. Bro, I feel like this change to the tracks wasn't actually that beneficial. Although there isn't an overflow. Wait, there's no overflow cap? If it was light pin, bro, you could one shot with the freaking variable, dang near. Nah, 80% durable is actually a ton. 80% durable damage reduction is ridiculous. Turret main versus turret front. What? You're telling me I can hit... What? That doesn't make any sense. If you hit turret main, you kill it. Oh yeah, fatal, yes. So hit the barrel or hit the side. Alright. I feel kind of dumb reading these sometimes. Is it tank? Yeah, it's a tank. It tank. Like, wait, sounds like it's an exception to me. Nobody's making videos about 1,000 times, nothing happened. How's a pre-patch dread treating you? The multi-gun looks pretty sick though. I can see myself running it a lot. I'm not so much dreading it, I can't really play the game right now until new stuff happens, since A, I feel like it's not very fun to do sometimes, and B, I don't think many things will do very well video-wise, so it's like a double-edged sword, but both edges are disastrous. Like usually, like, oh, one side cuts the other person, one side cuts you. Like, no, both sides are cutting deep. But tomorrow should be good. I feel like there's no way the third LEGO Warbond in a row will be received poorly. Surely, right? So if it does well, if at least half the items are fun to use, A, videos to make, be like an actual fun tier list to make, and you can do like a bunch of duo content, or like group content, solo content. That's all I'm looking for, is just content. Where's the content? I feel like they could tune durable to make dismemberment a viable option or combat approach instead of just a hidden stat. That'd be good. So in some cases it is, but actually a lot of times it's not. For instance, so I was doing the guide, and I had to use the wiki just because some things like you can't really know unless there's data mined info to show you. But like flesh mobs, for instance, these guys are weird. the wiki doesn't, I don't think it conveys like how the whole head breaking stuff works, but from what I tested, I used a bullet storm, I shot flesh mobs, and upon shooting them, I realized there's really no point in trying to break all the heads because you don't really save that much ammo at all. You're better off just shooting the big head chunks. This, like break both, maybe, but honestly just shoot the big one and call it a day. Whereas you would think it makes sense to go for the legs. But the legs don't do a whole lot, and the legs have more durable HP while contributing less % damage to main. Like, these big meat chunks are 150% damage to main. These are 100%. Yet, you can break these off, and it looks like it's going to be weaker, but it doesn't do anything, actually. It doesn't stop the charge, it doesn't slow them down. It does virtually nothing, aside from waste your damage for no good reason. So I wish that was a thing, because Harvester is a different approach. Like Harvester, you can disable the shield, which is cool, and then you can break the lens, and the lens is actually a weak spot you can use to kill it, or you can turn it into Thanos. Like there's actually a risk and reward there. Like this thing is really cool. I like it. Picasso. What else can you do with these guys? That's the main thing, but I like the fact that you can break the shield and then disable it using medium pin very fast. Like that is a really cool aspect. That's not the horn. That's not the horn either. There it is. Like this. I like that interaction a ton. Get my what armor on? Looking at the video they put out, it's looking pretty good, but we'll see. I haven't seen it. Overseas feel unfinished too. Illuminate as a whole feels really clunky. Well, they are. Overseers in themselves, like, they're cool and they're very intricate in terms of their ablative armor and whatnot. Like, it's kind of crazy, actually. Like, wrong thing. If you go to Overseers and you do... like, this whole... the fact that you can remove their armor and then it just reveals like this black flesh underneath it, that in itself has like a ton of detail. This doesn't even show it that good. I'll show you. Video games. Like, look at the detail on this. This is them with most armor removed. Like, this is still armor, ablative. This piece isn't ablative. It's just a thing that you can't remove. And then all the green pits are their actual flesh. The issue is that they don't really feel fun to kill with most of your ballistic weapons just because of how they function and how different body parts will block more shots than they should. And how many there are to fight. Like, that's the issue with the Overseers, I think. Otherwise, they are pretty fleshed out in terms of like how they function. And even the fact that, oh, they can survive an E17 shot. Like, I'm okay with that. You shouldn't be using it on an Overseer to begin with. You know what I mean? Is there an increase in the level cap to 300? I think so. Didn't I say that were? Overseers suffer from the squid roster being so tiny. They need to pretty much carry the faction, but it's obvious they were designed to only be fought in smallish numbers. I feel like that faction has a whole big issue with that in general, where the more of them you face, the worse it gets. Like flesh mobs, the more of them you face, you're having way less fun. Like, instantly. Overseers, same deal. Like, when you're facing a bunch of ground Overseers, a bunch of flying Overseers, it can be really tedious. That being said, if throwing knives didn't suck, it'd be pretty fun to take throwing knives against Overseers, like the Officer Earls in this case, this guy. Like, taking throwing knives against these fellows is really fun because it's like a one-shot headshot, it looks dope, feels good. Like, that would be good. That'd be fun. But I don't know, I think the issue with them is, like, make it so when you remove the armor, they're just weaker. You kill them faster. Otherwise, you can't spawn more. Because anytime you see folks kill these guys with an assault rifle, they're wasting like a quarter magazine for a single Overseer. And there can be like 5 in a patrol. There can be 10 at a POI. And that's just the ground ones that stand still. I feel like it's a... I wouldn't say it's an easy solution, because maybe the HP isn't the problem. But I feel like for ballistic weapons it is. I don't know. Ever tried throwing knives with servo-assisted? Yeah, it's still bad. They still throw cattywampus. They throw off-center and they don't throw very far, even with that, and they don't throw very fast. Like, throwing knives, I hope, get looked at in the future just to be more fun to use, because they're cool. And then you can have a new throwing knife that's heavy pin, and I can kill Hulks with it. And it's just a really fun thing to use like that. Like, imagine a throwing knife that one-shots Hulk visors, but you get less throws. Whatever. That'd be dope. Like a throwing thermite, I guess. No. Maybe, actually. No. It's like... It has to be like a thing that's just instant damage. All my homies hate a blade of armor. It's not bad. Like... So what I was saying earlier is that Overseers have the issue for all of them, every single variant, where they'll block their important weak spots with other body parts. Like, if he's running at you, he'll block his chest with his arms. He's holding the staff like this. So his chest is being blocked, like half of it is being blocked by his arm. So he's shooting the chest, the arm, dropping both their blade of armors, putting damage into both of them after the armor's gone, wasting a ton of bullets. I feel like that's the main issue. Like, fix that and then see how it feels to kill them with guns and go from there. And then, like, Crescent Overseers block their head with their arm, which is annoying. Flying Overseers block their chest. Like, the list goes on. Actually, that's the entire list. It's done. Colin, thanks for 11 months. Welcome back to Dojo. Thank you very much. Wait for the gas to lower armor. I'm still waiting. I'm waiting for that. That's the easy one. Like, I was hoping a long time ago that you could use like an E17, shoot something, and create like a crater that then opens up the floodgates for more damage on that location. Like, you're shooting an E17 on a Factor Shredder, and you just make like a small hole that you can then hit the internals. Like explosive kunai? Kinda, I suppose. Like, for me, it'd be cooler if it was more of like a molten hot dagger. Like, you toss it, and as soon as you toss it, it then goes into like magma, like lava levels of heat, and it can just pierce through whatever you're throwing it at. So you don't have the explosion, you just have the very sleek, swift disposal of a Hulk through the visor. Just sink, and it dies. Because a throwing thermite, like a throwing knife thermite, is just a thermite, but blade, which doesn't make any sense. But like, somehow you toss the knife, and as it's traveling, it just heats up. It would be like a really cool sci-fi thing to do. More like thermite, but just dot. It's more like thermite, but no explosion, and just heat. Because I'm looking for like an instant kill. Like a dot would mean you kill it over time. Love the idea of stealth, but they don't do a whole lot of that. Well, honestly, I feel like the game is torn between two different playstyles. You have the folks that want to stealth, which indicates not fighting that many guys, and you have the folks that want to fight more guys. So those two playstyles are conflicting. Because personally, I think stealth can be cool, but when I'm playing Helldivers 2, I majority of the time, but easily, vast majority of the time, want to just fight more things. Like, get a 100+ kill streak. A 200+ kill streak would be awesome, by the way. That's what I'm looking for. I want a horde shooter. It's difficult to give that while also not scuffing everything up for the stealth divers, and vice versa. Because you know how on commando missions there's like a threat that's always active, or on the Siege Artillery, you go to Siege Artillery and there's constantly enemies. People are suggesting the idea, I think Clay actually said, what if you made it so Siege Artillery is active all the time for players? The problem is that would probably gut it. It would gut the experience for folks that play stealth. So like, how do you make that make more sense? How do you make it so you can have more enemies that don't ruin the experience for other people that already play a certain way? Helldivers 2, it's turned really political in the sense of trying to make multiple different gamer factions happy. Which honestly, I feel like the faction that matters the most are the folks that like the horde shooter. So they should be catered to more. But you do want to make it so people can do different stuff, because that makes the game more enjoyable. It makes it more intricate. Like having the ability to actually play stealth is a cool option. Like in the same way as having the ability to play melee, if it didn't suck so bad, would be a really cool option. Like you want to be able to cater to that to a degree. But right now I feel like they need to figure out the horde aspect better and then work on stealth. You know what I mean? I don't think there's a lot of people who really do stealth in Helldivers 2. There's more than you think. Like, people like the idea of it, and there are people that do stealth and still post videos. Like, there's an audience for it. It's not like a big one. Like, obviously, people are more into the actual horde aspect. That is true. Like, I will say, the folks that play stealth typically don't play in groups, because in a group setting, you can't control your teammates. That's just how it goes. So that is an example of which the game is potentially being held back a little bit to cater a little bit towards like a very small group of folks. Which happens a lot. I feel like games will sit there and they'll like major in the minors. They're like, oh, we're making these changes to help out these individuals. And it's not for like any noble reason. It's just to do it. It's just to do it because they can. And the things they change end up actually hurting the majority of players and not even helping the folks they were targeting to help in the first place. It's really annoying. Can't trust randoms to actually stealth. I mean, I can't even trust myself to stealth. Me and Background tried stealthing, and we got caught in like the first minute multiple times. In our defense, a Billy Bob snitched on us through a freaking mountain, which is BS. I always bring Bastion to commando missions. I mean, it's because it's fun. And commando missions, it's crazy that the commando mission I did recently had more action and like more chaotic stuff going on than most of my regular missions have going on. Like every bot drop had 2 factory striders. I never see that on bot missions ever, but every bot drop had 2 factory striders for commando missions, or the one I did at least. Stealth should be used in moderation. When you're low on resources and you're forced to lay low for a bit, it's not mandatory, but having the option's fine. I mean, you can kind of do that now, like in the sense of stopping breaches. Like for Illuminate, you can just stop all of the reinforcements the entire game if you want to. Like just shoot the snitch bot. Easy peasy. Bugs, bots, kind of the same. Like, bugs is the hardest one to stop breaches. Are you worried about the Warbond update tomorrow? At first, a little bit, just because they didn't show the stuff that well. After the Warbond trailer, not as much, but we'll see what stuff actually does. Because they're shooting, I believe, a base charger. Base chargers are weaker than charger behemoths. And if you're playing on max difficulty, you almost never see a base charger. So we'll see. Need to make horror stealth missions, like a dark one. To do good horror, you have to have a good scene set. And I think have an immersive environment, like you're patrolling through an abandoned warehouse type beat, or an abandoned mine shaft, a super Earth suburbs, like more close quarters as well. And maybe change the music too, like look at what Call of Duty did way back when. I forget which map. The one that's like a really small shack, like a small house type deal. That one felt kind of scary when I was younger. Not like crazy scary, but scary-ish. Also getting Illuminate content tomorrow, I think. Was that in the trailer? A ghetto with a lot of gangster troopers. Make melee more viable, I think. They can do that, though. You can make melee better by, first of all, removing the need for the armor. I said a long time ago, and they gave like a half measure, like a half response or improvement, in the sense of like sitting there and going, oh, hey, we'll decrease the melee bonus. Because before it was like 100% damage increase for Rock Solid and Peak Physique, or 80 or 100%. And then they buffed melee weapons and your own melee, like your hands and elbows and stuff and your feet. But just remove this entirely. Like, get rid of it being tied to an armor, since there's no reason for it. You're just making a very niche playstyle worse, because now you're relying on 2 armors to actually get more damage value. Or I guess you could use Epaulettes, E-Pilates, and do like half the damage for melee, 20%. But I get rid of that. Make melee stronger, give heavy pen to spears, look into making an elemental sword of sorts, like a fire sword, maybe a fire spear, courtesy of background. Those would be freaking sick. And go from there. And also fix Ragdoll. Like, Ragdoll makes melee pretty annoying. And there's also the bug where if you attack, you can't, your hitbox gets removed if they hit you first. So you can't like, oh, you hit me, but I hit you, and then you're stunned and I can kill you. It's, I swung, but it hit me first. My swing gets canceled, it keeps hitting me, I die. I gotta fix that bug as well. So there's definitely steps you can take to make melee better. And if you take those steps, it will actually be kind of fun. Also looking into how stagger works, because some things will, or not so much stagger, knockback. Like, you'll stagger something, and that's good. But you'll knock it back, that's not good. Like, if you have like a melee weapon that knocks things back so you can't keep hitting it, that's kind of silly. Yeah, so automatons have thermal visors. That Billy Bob sure did. They're supposed to not do that, and they just cheat sometimes. We need more melee combos. I can imagine, like, you're charging your left click, going into a heavy overhead strike. Like, those would be cool, but like, just making it so melee actually just does damage, that is a pretty good first step, and fixing the aforementioned problems too. We're going to use directional shield while testing stagger. I can give you my mod that makes it easier to see through that. Honestly, is that mod public? If you could, throw it in my Discord if it's like a thing on Nexus Mods. Because I was doing some recordings and I was thinking to myself, it'd be kind of nice if I could sit there and just shield the damage so I could actually not have to stim myself, or not have to get like the blood on the, like, you know, like on the side of your screen you get like the blood spatter. When you're trying to record B-roll, it's not as good. If it's easy to upload, I'd appreciate that. Give melee a time window parry, like when you aim. Also flag, chainsaw, and hammer as a primary. I mean, I don't mind hammer as a support weapon. Just give it more ammo. Chainsaw definitely primary. Like, for chainsaw would have to get so much more damage to even begin to be like a useful weapon, because you're comparing it to like a hammer. Hammer kills things instantly. They die. There's no chance they can kill you because they're already dead. Chainsaw takes time, and a lot of it. You're trying to kill a Hulk, for instance. Hammer one-shots those guys. Chainsaw, I gotta get close to it, not get one-shot myself, attack it, hopefully I stagger it before it can swing again to kill me, and then sit there waiting to actually kill it with the chainsaw damage. Like, it's just, chainsaw has to deal so much more damage to make it worth the risk. That's the issue with a lot of melee weapons, is like the risk to reward ratio hasn't been figured out. So you're sitting there, you're investing a lot of risk into the situation, but the reward is A, not very enjoyable, and it's also not very impactful. it's pretty scuffed. You can make it work though. Like, it was really fun, and I do recommend if you have if you have people to play with, or if you're playing with randoms, you could attempt it. But having one person or yourself carry the one true flag and a ballistic shield, it makes it so the other people can do ignorant stuff. Because you're essentially a beacon. You're a tank. You're holding aggro within reason. Like, there's like a range to it. And I think that Battle Titans and Chargers don't care, but most of the bugs, most of their enemies do care. But this means that your teammates on like a Quasar can charge a shot for free. They can do all kinds of things for free. You have a conga line of enemies chasing the guy with the flag, and you're on a maxi gun shooting into them for free. It's cool. Very cool, actually. Like, that's the one aspect of Melee that's it's pretty enjoyable from like a visual standpoint and an actual impactful gameplay perspective. But the person playing the Melee, it's fun there too, kinda. There's still issues with Melee, is the issue. There's still problems with Melee, which dwindles the experience just a little bit. The reward is the flex of using Melee. You post videos, background. First of all, people are asking, am I playing with Backshot Gaming tomorrow? And you're Backshot Gaming, so it's your ballpark to answer that question, sir. Chainsaw should be better against chaff, to be honest. If you could actually hold it out in front of you and damage enemies that come close. Like keep it revved, like keep it attacking. I don't know how, dude, Chainsaw is one of those things, I don't know how it came out so weak. Because they buffed it. It got buffed, and it's still garbage. Like, I'm talking genuinely unfathomably awful to use. And I've used it. I've done a full duo mission with chainsaws against automatons, which didn't feel very good. But we did it before it even got buffed. And after the buff, it still just doesn't do anything. You would hope a chainsaw could kill like a factory strider really fast if you're investing all this time to get on top of it and chainsaw into it. It doesn't. Like, you would hope for like big damn. Shit, carry OhDough for a whole stream might be rough, but I'm down. Okay, this might have to give you a rain check. Might have to give you a bit of a rain check there, bud. Whole stream? Maybe half a stream. I'm not that heavy. Frontline Commandos was super rushed overall. They did a pretty bad job with the whole Robond. Low key one of my bottom 5, maybe even bottom 3 Robonds. It has Maxi Gun though, right? So background, he says that Maxi Gun is so cool, people don't care about the downsides, and I think he's right. Like, this Robond got hard carried by the fact that they have a freaking literal machine gun in it that I can't even show you because I can't move my camera. Like, the machine gun carries. It carries so hard that you can have visual blur, stationary firing. What else? The recoil isn't terrible, but yeah, the recoil, ergonomics being somewhat low, the muzzle flash, and I'm pretty sure there's 2 more downsides, essentially making up like 5 to 7 downsides, and people don't care because it looks cool and feels cool to shoot. Care about the hot dog? No way. Hot dog's not bad. It's actually pretty good. But Maxi Gun hard clears. Not in terms of usefulness, because it's kind of like a, you're investing, you're buying a machine that turns 500 rounds into like 5 kills. Remember back when HMG had no third person crosshair? Yeah, that was a choice. Speaking of, well, how come we don't have a crosshair for the freaking, the Bulletstorm, but we have a crosshair for the Halo assault rifle? Because both guns don't have a sight. So that... Wait. I'm dumb. Never mind. Never mind. We have a crosshair for that gun. Never mind. Ignore me. I'm making things up. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Arrowhead's a... Fucking Christ. Today's bad for words. It's a bad word day. Arrowhead's obsessed with muzzle flashing guns. They are. Like, Bulletstorm is an example. Like, you'll shoot Bulletstorm and it puts sparks like weirdly on your screen, and I don't know why. It's like it's excessive. It's de-immersive, if you will. The OP meta 1-2, I was avoiding it, but yeah, Background's favorite gun is damn near the 1-2. He loves that thing. He just likes having underslung stuff. I think it's cool. Sounds kind of wimpy, though. Forgot 1-2 existed. 1-2 is a neat weapon. Like, it does decent enough damage, and the grenade aspect can be useful if you're not just rocking thermites or giganades or ultimatum and just one-shotting spawners. Like, it's definitely a fun weapon for duo content, or trying to, like, use less very powerful items, but still having something that's remotely useful. So I can respect it in that way. Just a little bit. Should be an attachment. Pretty sure we won't be getting attachments in that way for a very long time. I remember I was saying the same thing way back when, the first time I ever got an underbow attachment, which I believe was for the Stroker. And I said, this is cool, I like it, but I'm worried. Was it? No, it was that weapon. It was 1-2. 1-2 comes out, it's like, man, underbow attachment's cool, but I'm worried that we won't get that for other guns. And then the Stroker comes out, and, well, 2 is a trend that I don't love to see. At the same time, though, I wonder what would happen. Like, if they give us underbow attachments, do you think that folks just slap it all in the same gun? Like, here's my Liberator that has a grenade launcher or a flamethrower. My Wait, what's it called? Lib Penetrator. No. Liberator Carbine, that's the one. There's too many Liberators. I was gonna show Bulletstorm. Shooting like a dent. Now, if I was smart, I'd be getting footage for a tier list, but that sounds like an unfathomable amount of work, and I don't want to do that. So instead, I'm gonna load into a mission and shoot a gun and leave. That's the plan. I want a Liberator with an underslung shotgun attachment. I want a gas grenade on my Liberator. Did I already give us any updates on the DSS improvements? I don't think so. Was that like in a dev blog? You see those sparks on my left? Like, when you move your character left and right, the sparks change. Hey, whoa. Like, that's what I'm talking about. That's garbage. Alright. Base Illuminate suck. I think I hate Crescent Overseers with a genuine passion. Not to be negative, but just getting bombarded on every faction is getting old. They should revoke that single enemy from the game, I think. Because it's meant to copy bow spewers, but the thing is, people don't like bow spewers. So why copy the thing that folks don't like from one faction and put it on a new faction expecting different results? The sparks only go to the north? Like the shrapnel for the eruptor during that one period. Oh, and then they nerfed, was it southwest or northwest? The fact that the Crescent Overseers always know where you are regardless of cover. Yeah, it's because they're mortar strikers. The wind mechanic? I don't think so. Because it wasn't blowing it left or right. And plus it was too consistent to be wind. Is my estimation. Get that blinker out of here. I expect Airhead to shadow fix the recoil rifle animation cancel. They better not. They better not. Now you mention it, it's a possibility just because they tend to work on things that don't need to be fixed whenever they're doing stuff that's in the same vein. So if you get like anything that gives us extra reload speed, then they go, what else gives reload speed? Oh, we can make this more enticing by fixing other stuff. So I'm hoping they don't do that. I'm hoping they learn their lesson from all the times they've done that in the past and sit there and say to themselves, we need to help ourselves by just simply working less on silly stuff. A grenade pistol that fires gas grenades would be good. I'd be down with it. Like, give me like 2 gas grenade shots or something like that. Maybe 3 or 4, actually. Like, I like the idea of interchangeability between your weapons. Like, secondaries that can be primaries, I don't care. Primaries that can be secondaries, or primaries that can do certain, like, very niche things, I think it's cool. Grenades in the same aspect, kind of. Like, grenades are more of like a utility thing. Because we have like the shield grenade, for instance. But for sure, secondaries and primaries, I like that they can take... Like, secondaries can be primaries, and secondaries can be throwables. Grenade pistol, for instance, is an example of it being like a throwable. Ultimatum being essentially akin to a giga grenade as well. I think that offers way more versatility and loadout creation than people give credit for. And I find it pretty cool. Why the flip? Y'all, is the stream cutting out at all for you guys? Because I'm getting this a lot. I'm getting the stream is cut out, chat disconnected, reconnected, chat disconnected, reconnected. I didn't do nothing. It's fine on Twitch. What's YouTube doing? Stream's showing for me. Oh, it wasn't only me? How come some of you guys are getting rolled and some of you guys aren't? I'm very perplexed. Give us a net launcher to pin things in place. Give me a grappling hook. A grappling hook is the next thing I really, really want. Because could you imagine the shenanigans you could pull off? You could grapple in the air, 360, one-shot a Hulk in the face with a railgun shot. You could grapple on... You could have a charger charge past you, grapple behind it, be trailing its tail, and then slam with a breaching hammer. You could grapple on top of Leviathans. You could grapple onto a Dragon Roach as it flies away. Bro, the stuff you could do. Stuff you could do. Like, that would be sick. If only. Get dragged by a charger. Okay. You would definitely have a moment where you're grappling a charger and it just like hooks you and you're just sitting there getting trampled while your grappling hook's connected the entire time. And you can't disconnect. That'd be a feature. If they added a grapple hook, you know they make it randomly kill you just cuz. They probably make it so you can't detach it if you're ragdolled. A dark fluid black hole grenade is something I want the most. I could get behind that. Like a teleportation nade. Rips your arm off. That would kill you in this game. I don't let ghosts cook. I feel like something's broken and I don't know how to fix it. Output. Okay. Output is as follows. Invink AV1. Audio encoder FFmpeg. I don't know what that does, okay? I don't know what that does. I think I did constant QP before, but I can't remember. 10K, P6, high quality, 2-pass, main. Feel like those are all what I normally do, but YouTube's being weird. Pull someone out of a bad spot. maybe, typically when folks get ragdolled, they're in a bad spot, they're about to die, is usually after a ragdoll, or they're just dead, and their body isn't in the same spot that you see them in. So it'd be kind of hard to grapple them out. It'd be like the same vein as like a stim pistol. I like skill expression, that's for sure. This means increasing skill ceiling and come with a bunch of balance problems. Like if a co-op game had to be balanced like in a competitive shooter, by the way. I think it's gotta be like a different cultural perspective. I feel like Swedish developers view things from a different lens than other developers potentially. And maybe I'm basing that off a very limited sample size, being that it's Helldivers 2 and Arc Raiders kind of. But that's like my only guess is cultural differences. Location grenades, wait, location grenade consistent tracking of enemies, items, etc. A stim pistol dog, could it target you? I'd be semi down, perhaps. Alright, fellers. What time is it? 2:34. The testing is complete. Thank y'all for your contributions. It means a ton. The volume is set as such. And hopefully tomorrow is a good time. Looking forward to it. We'll see what goes down. Anywho, I'm gonna head out for now. Appreciate y'all for watching. Thanks for helping out. It means a ton. And have a good day or night. Peace. Auto stim armor.